Never text them again. Trust me on this. Stoicism, Old Stoic wisdom. Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. The Fray. There's power in silence that most people don't understand. They only start feeling it when they no longer have access to your energy. The second you pull back, stop responding, and no longer make yourself available, they suddenly realize the value of your presence. Funny, right? When you were constantly there, they never acknowledged it. But once you're gone, your absence speaks louder than words. Here's the truth. When you stop texting, stop checking in, and stop reminding them you exist, they begin to question everything. They wonder where you went, who you're with, what you're thinking. And this is the irony. They didn't appreciate you when you were there, but now that you're silent, you're haunting them. Before we go any further, take a moment, subscribe and stick around. Because what we're about to discuss will change how you see silence, how you see ignoring, and how to reclaim your power without saying a single word. Number 1, the power of indifference. Let me hit you with something vital, something grounded in old Stoic wisdom. The moment you stop caring is the moment they start. You've been living a lie, the illusion that you were powerless. But here's the truth. You were never powerless. You were just too emotionally available to someone who never cared about you the way you deserved. And now, you find yourself battling that familiar guilt. Am I being too harsh? What if they think I don't care? What if they forget me? Stop right there. Take a breath. Your silence, it's not cruelty, it's clarity. It's the very thing they never saw coming. And trust me, this is where the real power begins. Imagine, if you will, a radio station that used to broadcast 24/7, always on, always available. Then, one day, silence. The listeners are confused. They twist the dial, refresh the app. They panic. Why? Because we take presence for granted until it's gone. You were the constant frequency in their life, dependable, unwavering, providing warmth without question. But the moment you go silent, that absence is like a vast void that forces them to finally notice what they never valued. That silence, it is a wake-up call they never anticipated. Now, let's flip the narrative. People believe that silence means you've lost your voice. They're wrong. Silence is not the absence of communication. It's the beginning of a deeper conversation. In that stillness, you've sent the loudest message they'll ever hear. And here's the irony. You weren't being passive when you decided to step back. No, you were flipping the power dynamic without uttering a single word. And let me ask you, how many times did you over-explain yourself? How many times did you bend over backward, trying to fix things they kept breaking? You gave kindness, you gave consistency, you gave love. And what did you get in return? Confusion, excuses, and mixed signals? And now that you've chosen silence, they're suddenly noticing everything. Funny how that works, right? That's not a coincidence. That's psychological balance being restored. It's the very essence of old Stoic principles. Action without reaction, strength through stillness. But I know the struggle. Deep down, you fear that silence will make you invisible. You're scared they'll forget you, move on, and never look back. You think you'll be punished for setting a boundary. Let me shatter that fear. People don't forget their presence. They remember what haunts them. And trust me, your absence, your energy, your laughter, your care, that will haunt them. That's what keeps them up at night. Not the person who stuck around, but the one who finally stopped trying. You've heard the saying, silence speaks louder than words. Well, in this case, it's true. You've been talking, explaining, reaching out, and they've been tuning you out. But when you go quiet, they're forced to listen. And now, they can't ignore what they used to dismiss. It's in the empty inbox, the quiet timeline, the missing good morning you used to send every day. Suddenly, the background music of their life has stopped, and the silence is deafening. They can no longer pretend it's not there. That, my friend, is the beauty of indifference. It makes you the enigma in their story, the cliffhanger they can't stop obsessing over. You become the question mark they can't shake. No one obsesses over the person who stays, waiting to be needed. They obsess over the one who disappears, leaving them wondering why. And I know what you're thinking. But I'm kind. I'm empathetic. I don't want to be cold. Let me stop you right there. This isn't about being cold. This is about being clear. You've poured too much energy into people who treated you like a temporary fix. It's time to stop bleeding for those who never cared if you were bleeding in the first place. Indifference isn't a sign of a lack of love. It's the presence of self-respect. It's saying to the people who took you for granted, I won't give you the version of me that you couldn't even appreciate. In that very moment, you stop chasing and you become the one they chase. It's powerful. It's transformative. You've learned the value of your silence and you're owning it. It's not weakness, it's power. You are drawing from your iron mind, from the strength that Old Stoic wisdom teaches us. True power is found in the restraint of unnecessary words and actions. So, here's what I want you to do. Write this down, say it out loud, and believe it. My silence is not weakness, it's power. Let that be your reminder. Speak it, type it, own it. Show the world that you no longer need to shout to be heard. You've realized that your energy is valuable and you've stopped giving it to the wrong people. Now let me tell you what happens when you make yourself too available, when you're always there. What happens when you treat everyone like they deserve your constant presence, your undivided attention? The truth is, the more you give, the less they value. The more you show up, the more they take you for granted. And when you disappear, when you stop being there for them on demand, that's when everything shifts. That's when they realize your worth. Remember, Stoic principles are about understanding that the world does not revolve around you and that your energy should not be treated like a free resource. Learn the power of indifference. Step into your strength. Use your silence wisely. Number 2, when you're always available, you're invisible. Let me get straight to the point. When you're always available, you're invisible. It's as simple as that. If they can reach you anytime, they will value you at no time. You think responding quickly proves your loyalty, right? You think being there every single time shows how much you care. But here's the truth. The more available you are, the less they appreciate you. The more you make yourself easily accessible, the more they begin to see you as nothing more than a guarantee, a backup, an afterthought. Now, let's get clear about something. No one values what they can have at any moment. Think about it. Diamonds don't just lie around on sidewalks. Gold isn't stashed in kitchen drawers. Why? Because the more rare something is, the more it's respected. The same applies to you. If you keep yourself emotionally on call, like a 24-hour convenience store, always open, always ready, always responding, even after being ignored, you are teaching them that your value is easily disposable. And guess what? When they start to think that way, your worth slips through their fingers. Picture this. You're a lighthouse in the middle of a storm, guiding ships safely back to shore. You've been a beacon of stability for those who've drifted off course, offering light in their darkest hours. But then, one day, they stop respecting your light. They assume it'll always be there, no matter what. Then, one day, you decide to turn it off, not because you're broken, but because you've realized no one's been docking at your harbour. They've only been passing by, using your light without ever intending to come back. You've been consistent, showing up, hoping that one day they'll realize your value. But let's be honest, consistency hasn't earned you love, it's earned you complacency. It's taught them that no matter how badly they treat you, no matter how long they disappear, no matter how often they go cold, you'll still be there, waiting, texting, hoping. But that's not loyalty. That's self-betrayal dressed up as patience. You've given, and they've come to expect it, to take it for granted. Here's where society lies to you. You're taught that being always available is noble, that if you just keep showing up, they'll get it, that eventually they'll choose you. But let's set the record straight. You're not teaching them love. You're teaching them entitlement. You're showing them that your presence is cheap, that your energy is endless, that you'll keep giving without expecting anything in return. But when you stop being available, when you pull back, something powerful happens. I know it's tough. You're scared that by pulling back, you'll be forgotten, that your silence will push them further away, that this detachment will kill the last shred of hope you've been holding on to. But here's the hard truth. They forgot you the moment they realized they could have you without ever putting in any effort. They stopped valuing your messages because they learned you'd always send another. They stopped trying when they realized you were always there to catch them, no matter how much they fell. So don't fool yourself into thinking that pulling away is petty. It's powerful. When you stop being readily available, you break the cycle. You create space, and in that space, you make them feel your absence. You make them confront the fact that you, the one who used to be there, are no longer just a text away. And trust me, silence backed by self-respect shakes people more than any explanation ever could. Now, ask yourself, do they deserve front row seats in your life if they never applauded your presence? Do they deserve daily check-ins if they can't even respond with the effort you've been giving? Do they deserve your emotional labour if they're only returning laziness? Let that sink in. You are not a convenience. You are not a placeholder. You are not an option for someone still undecided. You are the standard, the experience, the rare energy that should never be taken lightly. And if they don't see that, then your job isn't to convince them. It's to remove yourself from their life. Let them see what it feels like when you stop trying, when the good mornings stop coming, when the likes, the comments, the double texts, they all go silent. That's when it hits them. That's when they realize the emotional buffet is closed, that your attention is no longer free, that the version of you who used to care too much is no longer on the menu. So, here's your affirmation for today. I am not always available because I am not always appreciated. Write it. Own it. Say it out loud. Let them see it. But more importantly, let you see it. Because the moment you start valuing your availability, the world will learn to do the same. This is practical Stoicism in action. The Stoic rules teach us that our value isn't determined by others' ability to access us anytime they wish. You mize your worth and make others earn it. Don't be afraid to enforce your boundaries and make them respect your energy. Be strategic with your presence and watch as they begin to realize just how rare and valuable you are. Stay with me, because next we're going to dive deeper into the currency of attention. Every message, every reply, every emotional investment feeds their ego more than you realize. We'll talk about how to starve their ego and feed your own soul instead. But for now, let's start with this simple truth. Your availability is a privilege, not a right. And once you start treating it as such, others will too. If you're ready to stop being a backup and start owning your worth, drop a comment right now. I am the standard, not an option. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remember, your availability is your power. Make them earn it. Number 3. Attention is energy, and they've been feeding off yours. Every time you text them, you're giving away your power. This is the truth, and it's a hard one to swallow. Your attention is valuable. It costs you time, energy, and peace of mind. But for too long, you've been handing it over without even realizing it. Your attention is not free. You've been the one doing all the giving, sending the messages, liking the posts, and reaching out first. But what do you get in return? A one-way street of emotional drain. The moment you stop feeding their ego, they notice. But let's be clear, you should be the one in control of where your energy goes. Imagine your attention as a spotlight. It shines with clarity, focus, and warmth wherever you direct it. But here's the thing. Some people stand in your light just long enough to soak up the warmth, and once they've gotten what they need, they vanish. They never reflect that light back. They're not invested in you. They're only interested in the ego boost they get when you send that message, when they see your name on their screen. This is the cycle. You give, they take, and you end up depleted. It's draining, and it's time to end it. You've told yourself that by reaching out first, you're being strong. You think that showing up consistently means you're proving your love, your commitment. But the brutal truth is this. You're feeding an emotional vampire, and the more you give, the more they take. But no one respects what comes too easily. They don't care about your heart. They care about their own ego, and they're addicted to the validation your attention gives them. They don't love you, they love what you can do for them. The second you stop showing up, they start wondering where you went. They'll wonder why you stopped texting, why your light stopped shining their way. But it's not because they miss you, it's because they're now without their source of validation. Let's get real here. If you were a car, would you keep fueling a vehicle that never takes you anywhere? If you were a glass, would you keep pouring water into one with a hole in the bottom? No, you wouldn't. Then why keep feeding emotional energy to someone who's not going to do anything with it? Why continue pouring your time and effort into a relationship that never moves forward? You're afraid, I get it. You're afraid that if you stop texting, they'll forget you. You're afraid they'll find someone else. But here's the thing. If they forget you that easily, then you were never truly important to them. You were part of their cycle, their loop of taking without giving, and that's not a relationship. Relationships require reciprocity. They need balance. Without that, you're just a convenience, not a priority. You are not a backup battery. You're not an ego support line. You are a complete experience, a presence that should be respected, not used. Let me put it this way. Your attention is power, and once you realize this, you'll understand that it's sacred. Not everyone deserves it. Not everyone is entitled to access your energy. The moment you stop handing it out freely, you'll see who truly values you and who's been using you all along. I want you to think about something. What if you stopped giving away your attention to people who wouldn't even give you a moment in return? What if you took back your energy? Here's the truth. You'll see who really cares. They'll notice. They'll feel the silence. And that silence is loud. It's louder than any text or message you could send. It's a message all its own, and it will echo in their mind. Now, I'm not saying you should be cruel, but you've been too available. You've been too generous with your emotional currency. And as Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Your attention is your wealth, so why give it away to people who take it without appreciation? The path of wisdom, as Epictetus teaches, is about self-control and discipline. You must master your own mind, not let others dictate where your energy goes. You must understand that your time and attention are limited. They are precious. Now let's bring this into the present. Stop being the charger for people who won't even ask if your battery is running low. Stop reacting to every breadcrumb they throw your way. Take your energy back. You are the one in control now. Your attention is power. Let it flow where it is valued, where it is reciprocated. You are not here to fill others' emptiness. You are here to win. And the path of wisdom requires that you be strategic with your energy. So today, make the decision. No more emotional drain. No more one-sided relationships. No more feeding egos that don't deserve your light. Remember this. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we control. You control your attention, your energy. And now, you must make it sacred. Let this be your affirmation. My attention is power. I choose where it flows. Say it. Write it. Believe it. Win by mastering where you direct your energy. Your presence is too important to waste. You are on the path of wisdom. And on this path, you choose who gets your attention, who gets to be in your life, and who must be left behind. Number 4. When you disappear, their mind starts speaking loudly. When you disappear, something powerful happens. Not to you, but to them. Your silence doesn't just linger, it haunts. Imagine this. Every time you step back, it's not just an absence, it's a massive shift in their mind. What they don't realize is that your absence doesn't leave a void, it creates a storm. They replay your silence over and over, wondering why they haven't heard from you. Your silence becomes the loudest sound in the room. It's the voice they can't ignore, the conversation that echoes in their mind when no one else is speaking, the thoughts they never had to face when you were there, filling the silence now, rise to the surface. Every message you sent, every good morning they took for granted, becomes a weight they can't shake. In their mind, you're not just gone, you're everywhere. Picture this. You're in a room surrounded by people, laughing, talking, music playing. It's lively, it's full of energy. But the moment you leave, the room changes. It's not the same anymore. It's empty. Not because the room lacks people, but because the vibe, the presence you brought is gone. And that's what they're left with, an empty space, a mirror that forces them to face themselves. Without you filling the void, they see themselves for who they are. And the reflection is far from pretty, because when someone who once made them feel heard, seen, and loved vanishes without begging, without drama, that silence becomes unsettling. It forces them to feel guilt, confusion, fear. It makes them question their choices. And yet, you never said a word. Here's the kicker. You think you're the one who's lost. You think that pulling away, going silent, means you've lost, that you're giving up, that ignoring them will push them away forever. But let me hit you with some old Stoic wisdom. If your silence is the only thing that grabs their attention, they never deserved your words in the first place. Stoic principles teach us that peace comes from within, not from appeasing others. And here's the truth. They were never committed. They were never invested. They were entertained by your presence until it wasn't available. And now their ego is starving. They're scrambling for the attention that used to flow so easily to them. They're questioning their actions. That's where the beauty lies. When you disappear without a scene, without one last emotional outburst, you take the power back. You've stopped playing their game. You've stopped feeding their need for chaos. It's hard, I know. You feel like walking away makes you weak, like disappearing means you're defeated. But here's the thing. You've grown. You're no longer the chaser. You're not performing. You're choosing dignity over desperation, peace over chaos, power over pleading. Your silence is your iron mind at work. It's not a weakness. It's a stand. It forces them to reflect on their actions. If they don't feel anything when you go quiet, that's your answer. Let them sit with it. Because someone who doesn't care when you disappear never deserves your voice. What your silence really does is turn you into a mystery. You're no longer predictable, no longer easily understood. You're not a figure they can manipulate or expect to always be there. Your absence becomes a question they can't answer. And that's where the real power lies. You're not just gone. You've become the consequence. No more explaining yourself to people who never listened. No more proving your worth to those who never valued it. You've chosen self-respect. You've chosen to live by the Stoic principle of virtue over validation. So here's your affirmation for today. My silence speaks louder than words ever could. Say it. Write it. Let it echo. Let the world know you've stopped playing games. You are no longer a part of the chaos. You've chosen a different path. And as you walk that path, remember, this is your moment to rise. You've just turned the tables. They now have to live with the reality of what you brought and what they lost. Don't blink, because the next chapter is about to get even more interesting. When you embrace your silence fully, it doesn't just shake them. It transforms you into something they can't replace. A mystery, the one they'll never fully understand. And that, my friend, is a position of power. If you found this powerful, don't just sit on it. Take action. Stop explaining, stop chasing, and start embracing your silence. Comment below with this. My silence speaks for me, and let it echo in the world. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, when you stop performing for others, you take back your power. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on mastering life, silence, and strength. Number 5, you become a mystery, and mystery is magnetic. Let's talk about the part that truly messes with their mind. It's not just that you walked away. It's not just that you stopped texting. It's not even that you went silent. It's that now they can't figure you out anymore. That, my friends, is the beginning of obsession. When you stop giving emotional access, you stop being an open book, you shut it down, and that, above all, is where the magic happens. People don't chase clarity. They chase confusion. They chase uncertainty. They chase the unsolved. When you were always available, always explaining yourself, always replying, always showing them where you were, they stopped reading. They stopped looking at the pages with intent. They skimmed, they skipped, and they took you for granted. Now, however, you've closed the book. You've walked off the stage mid-scene, you've removed the map, leaving them wandering in the plot they never cared to understand until it was too late. You, my friend, have become a living embodiment of mystery, and mystery is magnetic. When they can no longer predict you, they start missing you. When they don't know how you feel, they start really feeling for the first time. They're no longer sure of your intentions, your emotions, or your next move. And that uncertainty drives them wild. Imagine yourself as a movie they thought they had figured out, predictable, easy, a love story they assumed they could pause, rewind, skip, and return to when it was convenient. But now, the screen has gone black. No ending, no closure, no credits rolling. Suddenly, they want to know everything they ignored. They want to rewatch every scene they overlooked. You know why? Because when you stopped giving them emotional access, you stopped giving them an easy way out. You made them realize the value in the story they were too lazy to read. And that, my friend, is the core of practical Stoicism. You, like the Stoics, have learned to remove yourself from the cycle of emotional neediness and dependency. You have created space, not to become forgotten, but to become unforgettable. They used to push your buttons to get a response. Now there's no response, no cues, no signs, just silence. And in that silence they wonder, what are they thinking? Did they move on? Did I matter at all? That silence leaves space, and that space becomes a mirror. It's like a movie or a memory they can't stop replaying in their mind, a broken record of missed opportunities and untold stories. And you're afraid that being silent makes you forgettable, right? You're afraid that becoming a mystery will make them stop caring. Well, let me tell you, people don't chase what they understand. They chase what they regret. They chase what they can't control. And you, my friend, have become the enigma they can't decode. When you stop oversharing, over-explaining, over-giving, you stop being a predictable part of their life. You no longer fit neatly into the box of comfort and familiarity. You've become something that's out of their grasp, something they need to chase. And trust me on this, mystery lingers longer than clarity ever could. That's where Stoic rules come into play. By not being emotionally available, by not seeking validation from anyone, you've elevated yourself. You see, silence isn't absence, it's elevation. It's a conscious decision to step away from people who couldn't value your depth and complexity when it was readily available. Now, they are left to deal with the aftermath. Your absence makes them feel your presence in ways they never could before. And that, my friend, is the genius of practical Stoicism in action. This is not about making them chase you. This is about stopping the narrative you've been feeding. You're no longer handing out explanations like candy. You're no longer trying to be understood by those who never bothered to truly listen. You're not trying to be readable. You're focused on being real. Let's take a page from the Stoic playbook. The Stoics believed in self-mastery, detachment from external validation, and control over our emotions. You must adopt this same mindset. You must care less about how others perceive you and focus more on how you perceive yourself. When you stop catering to the whims of others, you start stepping into your own power. And that's exactly what the Stoics did. They became the masters of their own story, not controlled by external circumstances. So today, step into your mystery. Become the person they should have cherished, but didn't. No more oversharing. No more trying to explain yourself to those who never deserved your truth. Instead, become the enigma they can't figure out. When they can no longer read you, they will find themselves rereading everything they missed, the moments, the emotions, the depth, and ultimately, they'll realize how much they never truly knew you. Here's your affirmation for today. I am the mystery they should have cherished. Write it down, own it, believe it, because you are no longer trying to be understood by those who didn't have the capacity to grasp your complexity. You are focused on being yourself, unapologetically, with depth and conviction. Don't let fear stop you from becoming who you're meant to be. Don't worry that they will forget you. The truth is, people don't forget what they regret. And the mystery, it will stay with them far longer than your constant availability ever did. So walk in your mystery. Show them that you're no longer the predictable, emotional puppet they could control. You've become a powerful, elusive force that commands respect. You've become a mystery, and that mystery is magnetic. Now get ready for what's coming next. When you stop leaning in, they will start leaning forward. When you stop being the hunter, you become the hunted. Stay with me, because you're about to witness the magic of what happens when you flip the script. Don't miss it. Number 6. The more you pull back, the more they lean in. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that constant effort, chasing and reaching out is the key to maintaining relationships. But there's a deeper truth that few understand, one that draws from the ancient paths of wisdom and the teachings of Stoicism. Think about this. The more you pull back, the more they lean in. Distance doesn't push people away. Instead, it reveals who is truly invested in you. Remember, pulling back isn't giving up. It's waking up. It's choosing peace over chaos, self-worth over external validation. It's realizing that if they truly wanted to keep you close, they would have made the effort long ago. So, stop chasing. Let go of the belief that you have to keep trying, keep texting, keep caring when the other person is only giving you crumbs. Here's the power of silence. When you withdraw, they come closer. The more unavailable you become, the more they'll lean in. They won't expect it, but their curiosity will start to grow. They'll question everything they took for granted. They never feared losing you. They feared losing the version of you that was constantly trying, constantly reaching out, even when you got nothing in return. People become comfortable with effort when it costs them nothing. But when you stop knocking on the door, when the silence becomes deafening, they will notice. That silence, that absence, starts to reverberate within them, shaking their very sense of control and ego. Think about how a magnet works. It doesn't chase, it attracts. The closer you get, the stronger the pull. But if you pull away, that tension builds, that gravity intensifies. It's the same with emotional energy. They used to feel your presence like background music, always there, always constant. But now, the music's off. And guess what? They start missing it, craving it, searching for it. They never danced to the rhythm and ignored the melody. But now they're looking for that sound again, and you're gone. Your silence, your withdrawal, is what makes you unforgettable. Every time they check their phone, every time they scroll past an old photo, every time something reminds them of you, they realize the absence is far louder than anything you could have said. You see, silence is discipline. It's a powerful tool that cuts deeper than words ever could. It forces them to confront their own behavior. But here's the problem. Society has conditioned us to chase. We're taught that love means effort, that if we care more, we must try harder, fight longer. But in reality, chasing blocks their path back to you. They can't miss what's always there. They can't value what never left. And they can't lean in if you're already leaning all the way. You must understand, when you stop chasing, the dynamic changes. The energy shifts. You stop explaining, justifying, texting, or doing anything to stay relevant. That's when they feel it. Not because you spoke, but because you didn't. Your absence becomes the most powerful presence. This isn't a weakness, it's wisdom. It's how you rebuild your power without resentment or revenge. It's how you create space for what really matters without unnecessary drama. By pulling back, you're not punishing anyone, you're protecting yourself. You're teaching them a lesson they didn't expect to learn. And when they come back, if they come back, they'll do so with humility and respect. If they don't, you've made room for someone who knows how to show up in the first place. In the teachings of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, he reminds us that we control our actions, not the responses of others. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This lesson echoes the core of Stoic wisdom. True strength comes from within, not from external validation or constant effort. When you pull back, you regain your power. And when you let go, you make room for growth and peace. So here's your affirmation. My silence makes space for truth. Repeat it. Let it resonate in your mind and soul. Show them show yourself, show the world that you don't chase, you attract. In the silence, the ones meant for you will lean in. This, my friends, is how you win. This is how you master your life. And in the words of Epictetus, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If this resonated with you, don't hesitate, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this powerful wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless teachings. Now, comment to affirm, I choose peace over chaos. Let that statement resonate with you, and let it remind you that you are in control of your energy and your boundaries. Number 7. Ignoring isn't cruel, it's clarity. Let's break this myth wide open once and for all. Not responding doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. There's no need to buy into the lie that silence is somehow heartless or immature. The truth is, ignoring someone isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Silence isn't a punishment, it's a message, loud and clear, that says, I am no longer available for inconsistency, confusion, or emotional neglect. It's a boundary. It's the line in the sand you draw to protect your peace. If someone treats your presence as disposable, if they vanish when effort is required, leaving you fighting to be seen and heard, don't mistake your silence for villainy. You're not being cruel, you're simply done. You've realized that you've given enough, and now you choose to give nothing more. Picture this. You're the host of a 5-star restaurant. Week after week, you serve your best meals, giving gourmet attention, unwavering loyalty, and all the devotion you've got. But how do they treat it? Like fast food. No gratitude, no effort, no return. They come and go only when it's convenient for them. So one day you lock the doors. No drama, no shouting, just the quiet click of a lock. And when they return, expecting service, the kitchen's empty and the lights are off. That's not cruelty, that's a boundary. The moment you draw it, you're no longer about appeasing their convenience. You're about protecting your own dignity. You're preserving the most important thing, yourself. When you choose silence, it's not to punish, it's to heal. Every time you responded after being dismissed, you shrank a little more. Every time you reached out after being left on red, you told your self-worth to take a back seat. But now you're done. You've reached the point where your silence is stronger than your words. You've realized that you don't need to explain your silence to someone who never respected your voice. But I get it. That silence can be uncomfortable, even painful. The mind starts to play tricks. What if I'm being too harsh? What if they're hurting too? And then the fear creeps in. What if I've pushed them away for good? Let me be clear. If your silence breaks them, they were never right for you. The right people don't need 10 chances. They don't need constant reminders or ego boosts to recognize your value. They show up, they communicate, they reciprocate. And if someone disappears the moment you stop talking, understand this. Your presence was their comfort, not your character. Don't confuse this. People who truly value you will find their way back, not because you begged or explained, but because you didn't. In the stillness of your absence, they'll start to pay attention. They'll begin to see what they lost. Not through your words, but through your silence. That's the power of stillness. That's the power of no response. And if they never text again, if they never come back, that's a blessing. It means the trash took itself out. It means you've dodged another emotional roller coaster. It means your silence did exactly what it needed to do. It protected your sanity. It gave you clarity. You weren't cruel. You were wise. And in doing so, you protected your peace. Here's what you need to take away. You don't owe anyone closure who gave you chaos. You don't owe a response to someone who only ever responded to their own convenience. You don't owe anyone continued access to your energy when they never valued it in the first place. You owe yourself one thing above all else: protection. Your peace is a treasure, one that isn't free for the taking. It's too precious to be given away. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us the importance of boundaries. An iron mind doesn't give in to emotional chaos. It stands firm. It protects what matters. Stoic principles remind us that silence can be a powerful tool. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for wielding it. Silence is clarity, and clarity is strength. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. I hope this message resonated with you. Here's a simple yet powerful takeaway. My silence is not punishment, it's protection. Take a moment, type it in the comments right now, and let the world know you're no longer apologizing for putting your peace first. You've got to protect your energy. When you stop chasing, you stop settling for less than you deserve. And trust me, that's when the real transformation happens. If this message hits home for you, like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe. The next chapter of this journey, it's going to shake everything you thought you knew about strength, silence, and power. We're diving deeper into how silence can not only protect you, but transform your life. It's your shield, your strategy, your comeback. Stay with me. The best is yet to come.